It's your boy Gary, back with something juicy.
Funky 90s beat kicks.
For the Time Travel Remote 5000, what was life like? Hi for this war zone.
Get low puppet dude incoming. We need cover.
Sweet smoke curls where the sea.
Enfrentarse al destino. The world. Fluoxia may cause horrific, unstoppable diarrhea.
Please be friendly. I'll whisper.
Guns out, roads open, and I'm feeling like the world just loves me back. That's a good...
Howdy, folks. I'm Slammin' Sammy, and today, oh baby, today is your lucky... Tank 2 just blew, and I'm watching the numbers dive. Copy.
Pyramid big, not apartment big. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Stoner Budeez.
Yo, buddies. Welcome back to another episode of the Stoner Budeez Podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Bean.
And today in the studio, we have a special guest with us. We have JBird of Cross Country Wellness. We have been in talks for at least a year trying to get JBird onto the podcast, and it's finally happened. So we're gonna get to talk about Cross Country Wellness, what it's all about. But first, right, as always, we got strains of the day to talk about. So JBird, you brought us some concentrate. Let's talk about that, because we already hit that, and it's
smooth, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
what did we get?
Hey, first and foremost, thank you guys for having me on. This is pretty awesome.
Thank you for coming on.
Dude, this is so cool. Bean, this is a dope setup, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
Brian, dude, yeah. Whoever I've been talking to, I've never met you guys in person, so this is legitimately the first time I've in-person contact.
I feel like we've been at events together, and I've seen you from a distance. I'm like, oh, there's JBird.
I did, and I've been meaning to reach out and say something to y'all, and just, at those events, you get pulled in a million different ways.
Everywhere, yeah.
So strain of the day, man. I'll be like a squirrel, like a mug. So brought some cap junkie because I didn't want to be a junkie and not bring something. No cap. You know what I mean? So is that what the cool kids are saying?
Yeah, sure.
So
no cap.
No cap.
I wish I could tell you guys what cap junkie stats are. I could scan this, and I just hate doing that.
Here, let me see.
Because they don't include things like terpenes on labels anymore. They'll give you a nice little QR code to scan though.
Please scan this.
So Cap Junkie, while JBird works on this, was in a rosin. I like me some rosin. So we hit that rosin. JBird was hitting it out of the.
Shout out my boys Honey Badger.
The Honey Badger.
I'm a Honey Badger fan, dude. That thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's another group we've been trying to get on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking with them too.
I'll reach out to them.
There you go.
Yeah. Brian and Tommy and them over there, they're really awesome. I've been knowing them as long as. Yeah. So this Honey Badger right here has probably lasted me 3-4 years.
Oh, nice.
And you just have to keep changing the tips, of course.
Yeah, love it.
So I pulled up Cap Junkie right here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children that are 21 and older. Alien Cookies times Kush Mints, number 11 by Capulator and Seed Junkie. And let's see here. The lab results say...
Ooh, the suspense. Limonene, big one.
Big one is limonene. Yeah. 1.9% limonene. So it's giving the percentages.
So 11.9 milligrams per gram.
And then we've got linalool with 1.4%.
Ooh, so 14 milligrams on that one.
And beta-carotene coming in at 1.2%.
Okay,
that
so right
caryophyllene has me like chill.
Yeah, it is the caryo. So sounded like linalool was the big one. Then
that's a good
limonene, and then caryo. Or no, I think it was the other way around.
I already knew this was a heavy hitter. Though.
Yeah, always. I've told many of my customers, doesn't matter who I go with as far as the cultivator or the grower. Cap Junkie just is one of those consistent strains that I feel like you get it from anybody.
No, for sure.
Hard to fuck up that one.
Yeah.
So that was the concentrate we got. We also had some locals only. which is actually 8-inch bagel by Nature's Chem.
Shout out to Nature's Chem buddies.
And then
Let's
we
go.
have
Shout
some
out Andy.
Yeah, and then we have some actual Nature's Chem. So we got the Jungle Juice, Nature's Chem, 8-inch bagel, I guess you can say Nature's Chem, by locals only. And then we hit we're gonna hit some grape pie rosin. You guys have seen this sucker on the freaking show, man. Very, very grapey.
Yeah,
I know Bean had a little bit of that earlier.
that's one of my favorites.
Hell yeah, buddies. I was like,
He's like,
bro.
hell yeah.
I was like,
I'm glad they're able to
I'm like, get me
be back
right,
on the
bro.
shelf.
We've been actually talking with GLP too about visiting their farm and doing like a greenhouse tour.
You should.
Yeah, it'd be
You
amazing.
should. It's really amazing.
You've been out there?
too. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Nice.
So
we're gonna get started on what it is. What I think this was the 8-inch bagel. Maybe we'll go with that. We're gonna get started with that. Go ahead.
I got a text message from Andy
Yeah.
on the way over here because me and him are good buddies.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to be on the podcast. And he said, man, I love those guys. And I said, hell yeah. And he told me to tell y'all, he said, anybody listening to the podcast, but anybody that shows up to the Cannabis Co. during the World Cup wearing a World Cup jersey, they get a free pre-roll.
What?
That's fucking awesome.
We'll have to
Let's
make
go.
some
Shout out to Andy.
social videos on that
And then
before
he-
you leave.
And then shout out to the veterans too. So hey, Bean,
Always,
shout
man.
out to you, man.
Thanks.
Brian,
Thank
I
you.
don't know if you are.
No, sir.
Okay,
but I do have respect for these guys. And
shout out Bean, man.
Yeah, Gary's a veteran as well. So
They take care of their veterans very well over
Yes.
at
Yes,
the
Nature's
Cannabis
Chem
Co.
does.
So
100%.
that's what I love about them. So shout out them.
Yeah, man. I do love the way that they do take care of the veterans, and that's one thing we try to do here. You know, Combat Grass is another group that we were just speaking with earlier this season. They're very much for the veterans. So anything that has to do with benefiting veterans, we're behind.
I just, man, I can't promote enough how much I've seen and helped veterans. So with my product, with PTSD, and just going to bed at night, you know.
Yeah.
So you just, more importantly, just spreading the word, and love you guys, man.
Yeah. So Bean, you got the magazine there, right? Can you show off the magazine? You were in a copy of Vegas Wellness magazine,
that was our 5th year
AKA
anniversary.
Vegas
man.
Cannabis, right?
Yeah, man. They are
Fucking awesome magazine, buddies.
formerly Vegas Cannabis. They turned into more of a wellness focused brand just because people need to take care of themselves the way that the world's going with just less dyes and less sugars and all these things, so I'm trying to be more health conscious myself and owning a wellness brand. I don't think that people would take advice from I would say hefty guy opposed to more of a fit guy, so
Right.
I gotta walk the walk and talk the talk myself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this wouldn't be the first time we highlight a CBD company like yours. We were talking earlier about Type 3 Cannabis, how he grows only CBD flower and only like the CBG. Remember that, Bean?
Yes, shout out to Type 3. He had quite a few different strains for multiple things because all of the plant is like different in its own way, and it can be used in its own way, like based off either terpenes or genetics. If you're looking for something that you really want to alleviate or you want to use to alleviate pain.
Dude, I'm gonna challenge y'all tonight to take some of these gummies or capsules.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, because I'm gonna give y'all a dose.
Okay.
And I guarantee y'all are gonna have the best sleep ever tonight.
Gotcha.
Because I've demonstrated it myself the last 2 nights.
Nice.
When's the
Nice.
Challenge accepted.
When's the last time that you can, honest to God, say that you took 125 milligrams of CBD?
Nah, I can't say. There was a time that I was trying to take a break, and I was smoking CBD as a placebo. I don't know if it was 125 milligrams of vape or of smoke that I was getting, but that's as close as I got to really consuming CBD on a regular basis.
As you can see, I take dabs, a couple of them, a few of them. I'm not afraid of them,
100%.
And so, back in the day when I was a budtender, I found out this how CBD worked. they basically, I was doing some studies and I was doing exactly what we're doing right now, just chilling with the buddies, right?
Hell yeah,
Chilling
hanging
with the
out.
buddies, just hanging out with the buddies. And I was like, how much CBD is too much? Well, an Ivy League school.
That's a great question, though.
Yeah. An Ivy League school came in and they gave a lab rat 400 milligrams. Now, here's where my misconception or misunderstanding is, but I don't care. I went with it, and I didn't know if they actually gave him 400 milligrams or they gave him a tincture of a 400 milligram tincture. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I really think they gave him 400 milligrams. Straight.
To the dome.
To the dome.
To the dome.
To the dome. All right. Little lab rat. And they said that lab rat had significant reduction in anxiety. All right. And so I was like, big hella chilling, right?
Chilling.
So that fucking light bulb went off in my head that I was like, why are we telling people to take 10 milligrams? That is like the suggested dose for most of these products.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And so, man, I started actually having low-key human guinea pigs come into the dispensary because, B, you'll know yourself, people walking in, they know you by name. You know them by name. You probably know their kids and their whole backstory.
Yeah, there's some trust instilled.
You know, like, you know that they have a gambling problem and, you know, like, they shouldn't be there. Like,
you know, typical Vegas shit.
Yeah, you know. And, bro, at the end of the day, they're coming in there and they're eating out of your hand. And if you actually told them, hey, you should probably try this for this symptom, or you'd be able to pull that layer of the onion back and be like, hey, B, why are you in here 3 times a week? And some people just be like, hey, I like getting high. But then some people are like, I can't sleep.
We do like to get high.
Yeah, I mean,
we
fair,
100%.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on the Stoner Budeez Podcast. But, you know, so I got human guinea pigs to basically try out a product, and I would get them to almost try to get them to take as many milligrams as they possibly could.
Is that even possible? Is there an overdose threshold sort of?
I mean, you would probably just piss it, or
what are the side effects of taking too much CBD?
Headache, you know, I guess. Nausea.
Really?
Or nausea.
You could
nausea,
potentially be nauseated.
Yeah, you could get nauseous from it. I'm not.
It's called greening out, buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm not here to lie to you, you know, but I've taken so I took 5 capsules last night.
And these are how many milligrams each?
They are 25 milligrams.
You brought
each.
Some of these with you?
Yeah, of course.
Let's see what those look like.
Yeah, that's a Southern redneck mating call. Oh, sorry. Just kidding.
Good on that? You good on that, Seth?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's that CBD right there, boy. That's that slobber on your pillow right there.
Here, we'll switch off. Take that one. I'll take these. So I'll showcase some of the. So these are how many milligrams a piece?
They're 25 milligrams.
25. Each. And you took 4 of these. 5 of these. So 125.
Yes.
You know, I wouldn't think. I think. Well, I thought that you'd have to take a lot more, but. That's still more than 10 times what they're suggesting as a dose.
And guess what? You will become a better budtender when you do that with CBD, not THC. But
yeah,
I'm not even trying. I'm not shitting on nobody or anything like that. But I promise you, the key to that is it's third-party lab tested. We have to be.
Yeah.
There's just no question about it. And then B, it is what I say it is. And if you can find your therapeutic dose, now not everybody's therapeutic dose is going to be 125, but there's those times when, like, you know that you really need sleep. And if you need 6 hours of sleep to feel like 8 hours of sleep, take those capsules right there. Or take my CBD CBN gummies.
So these are full spectrum hemp-derived CBD capsules, and then you have the tincture as well. Or is it, what was it?
No, I got the CBD and CBN gummies.
I was interested in these because these have CBN.
Yes, and so there's 15 milligrams of CBD, 15 milligrams of CBN. They kind of come out at like 13.9 or something like that. After testing is what they are at right now. But still,
that's a great sounding product because CBN is supposed to promote better sleep and better rest. Yeah.
And I have proven facts. I wouldn't come on here and look like a dummy if I didn't have proof.
Well, sure.
I got a few people that actually wear Whoop bands and Apple Watches and stuff like that. And they take magnesium, they take a complete sleep stack, everything like that, right? After taking my gummies one night opposed to their sleep stack the entire rest of the week, they were getting anywhere from 20 to 42% better sleep overall, including deep sleep, REM sleep, time that he's woken up.
And that's based on their
Apple Watch
or their tracker.
Yeah, so like I have actual data that proves that. And only thing that he quit for 30 days because he wanted to have accurate data. And so shout out my boy Ace on that one. But I can get the data off of his Apple Watch anytime. You could do this your actual self. If you guys wear an Apple Watch and you take 2 of my gummies or 2 of my capsules or 3 of my capsules or whatever the case, I challenge you to see if you get better sleep than you did the night before. And I would arguably, I would bet 100% of the time, if you didn't take my product the night before, you would get at least 1% better. I can honestly say that, but I've seen upwards. The best is upwards of 40%. So it's not, the results may vary for everybody. I'm not just going to sit here. Some people this ain't even going to work for. Honest to God. Some people this just won't even work for.
It's just their endocannabinoid system.
Their endocannabinoid system might just not accept it. There's 10%. You have those people.
Hard.
You have those people. And anyway.
Other than like sleep, because these are both really good for sleep, it sounds like. What else can CBD benefit?
Man, the biggest one that I've found is nerve pain for the most part. So chronic pain and nerve pain.
Like all you old people out there, you're like, that was me just now. I was like, what the fuck?
So nerve pain specifically, joint and muscle pain. We have a pain cream. So this right here, this is specifically made for people that don't want to intake anything. I'm working on another version of this right now. It's actually in testing right now with the packaging and stuff, to be able to rub on without using your hands. But this is what inspired the start of the company, because I had an 80-year-old woman come in and she needed something for her husband's back. And she came in and she tried this out. She came in the next day and bought another jar, and she said that cured the arthritis in my hand. And I was just like, no way. And so,
is this like a roll-on?
No, that's not a roll-on. That's just a rub.
Is that a cream?
It is a cream, and so I would say that works within about 90 to 180 seconds.
Whoa!
So you can feel the results that fast, and that is no joke. And that's what really sold me on the product. And so that's that product. And this is crazy. I'm not going to say his name, but there was this one celebrity out there, and I think because of his health status, he had the capsules. And so anyway, whatever. This dude put out these capsules, and we sold through them so fast. And I was just like, people don't mind taking vitamins, right? They would rather take a vitamin way faster than they would taste the oil of a tincture.
Yeah. Right.
And so anyway, the last thing, to come full circle, and I will answer your question of what else CBD helps with, but it really helps out with pets, bro. It really helps out with pets because the coolest thing that I ever heard is pets don't have a placebo.
Wait, so they know what's what?
They're not going to, a pet is not just going to come and limp for no reason. Or
like even to fake it?
To fake it. They don't fake it to make it. Dogs don't fake it. You know what I mean? Or dogs don't get up 100 times in the middle of the night because they're uncomfy or they're trying to find their spot. I got 3 pit bulls, mom, dad, and son.
Fuck.
And one of my dogs likes to sleep under the covers. And if he gets up and out of the covers multiple times a night, I feel that. And so
every time, man,
in order to get him to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep consistently, guess who's getting 50 to 100 milligrams of CBD? And so,
little doggy is.
Yeah, man. So,
The goodest boy.
so
it helps. I've said it 100,000 times, but pain, sleep, anxiety, inflammation, sleep, and joint and muscle pain, and then just for dogs. So a big one coming up. I don't know when this is going to be released, but if it's released before 4th of July, this is perfect for 4th of July for pets, essentially, for them to at least anxiety to calm down.
Wow.
That's one of the biggest ones that I can't stress enough that people try all the time. And yeah,
the thing too with CBD, it's got a lot of the same benefits, if not more benefits than THC does. THC is good for pain as well. Anxiety, they say, right? It promotes all these things for it. So it's like, if you don't feel like you need to get that high feeling, this would be a perfect avenue to go down. And if you don't want to do some capsules or something that you gotta swallow or ingest like that, you've got the gummies.
Yep.
Tinctures.
Yep.
Or you had the tinctures too, yeah?
Yep, I do. I didn't bring them just
no
because,
worries.
I got 2 different tinctures, 1,000 and 2,500 milligram. And so really what I intended to do was I at least want to do one other layer and show you this. If you look on the side of each product, I put a QR code because I was a budtender once. And most
he knows
people,
how we stoners think.
not on that box, but on the actual product itself.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
So the QR code will take you to a YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel is just a 1 to 2 minute educational video of how to use that product. And
that's fucking awesome.
Man, because like, how many times have you been at the dispensary and you're not going directly home or directly to use the product?
All the time.
You're gonna forget what they told you
100% of the time. And so I've been there and done that, and I wanted to be proactive and just make the product better. What sets you apart? When somebody comes to me and says, what sets you apart? I at least have to give like my best shot. And if that's not good enough for them, I at least gave the effort, So COVID, unfortunately, but fortunately, lets everybody familiar with the QR codes from scanning at the restaurants and stuff, right? So at least, 80 and 90-year-olds now are scanning QR codes to see what's up. So at least with this, it just takes you directly to a YouTube channel, and it's just me explaining how to use the product and probably trying to stress how to find your therapeutic dose. That's,
right. You could be a 10 milligram kind of person, but you might be a 125 milligram kind of person.
Yeah.
Bean, real quick,
Sir.
I just sent you a link in the email.
Yes.
Because we were speaking about the YouTube just now and triggered the fact that you had sent me a link to the doc.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to show these guys. It's a 15-minute documentary, but we won't air the whole thing. But there is a documentary. Is that on your YouTube as well?
Oh yeah, that's on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So this was filmed 2 years ago, and basically just got to. The person that's been like one of my favorite photographers out here, I just followed him around, and he's shot for all the biggest names and everything like that. But just his style and his uniqueness and everything like that. I said, hey, what would it take to work with you? I want you to film my documentary. And he was one of the first people to film my Cannabis Activist of the Year award in 2020. So, it was just, it was really cool. So
wait a minute. Don't just breeze over that like it's nothing. What was this Activist of the Year award?
No, we're not going to talk about that.
No, he's not going to.
That's old news. So,
Gotcha.
But anyway, I had to get my story out there, man, because I don't want people to think that I'm just out here selling CBD as a fad. Like, this means a lot to me. You know what I mean?
Why is it so personal to you? I know you were kind of telling us on how this all even started, but like, why is this such a personal journey for you?
Because Man, we all have aspirations, hopes, and dreams of making it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like as a little kid, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what you guys dreamed of being of, but like if you could be there right now, like how do you think that you would feel? You know what I mean? Like if you could
Accomplished,
right?
You know, if my dream was to be a cartoonist. Like that was my thing as a kid, and I always thought I was going to be an animator, this and that. You know, it was a dying art. I'm going to keep it alive, sort of thing. It never happened. I still do, you know, but if I were to actually have ended up as that, I feel like I would have I accomplished is the word.
I challenge you to get back into it.
Yeah.
Why
especially
are you
nowadays?
How are you not fucking doing it, bro? Like
now, not more than ever, right? Now that there's like AI and shit, it's like this is authentic. You can't just replicate that kind of thing anymore.
You know, I think, man, I'm a big believer, man, in just like following your passion. So like I came from Memphis, Tennessee, and shout out my boy Nick James over at Top
Hell
9.
yeah.
Hey, dude, we were just talking about him. Like, dude, he
love
knows Nick,
man.
He's the homie.
Dude,
That's the boy.
He's my homie, bro.
Yeah.
Like
he's been around here a few times.
Yes,
and he's how I kind of like found out about you guys originally, you know. So
that's dope.
We both come from Memphis, right? And so
nice.
Hell yeah.
What's crazy about that is like, you know, we had to go to the plug always and get our weed. We just couldn't go.
Still to this day, right? I don't think it's legal in
No,
Memphis.
it's not.
No.
You know, so like our struggle was a little bit different. And, you know, I became 18 right around the time that like Wiz Khalifa and everybody was just kind of like making it, right? And they're over here smoking and just talking freely. And I was like, man, I want to smoke big joints. I want to smoke big blunts like Snoop, you know? Like,
hell yeah.
I want to fight, you know?
Let's fucking go.
That's what I want to do.
Aspirations, man.
Hopes and dreams, baby.
Dude, hopes and dreams. And whether it's just that or not, and when you get there, you figure out what else to fucking do. That's what happened, you know? And so, so this was when I was 18, right? And so fast forward and we're all stupid and young and dumb and just kind of are figuring out life in our 20s. And then, you know, my dad died. You know, he was in a car accident in 2015. And kicked me in the nuts, man. I was 27 when I got the phone call that he was in the car wreck. You know, and this documentary kind of goes through it a little bit, but and this has been out a couple years, so this I mean I've talked about this before, you know. And so
I remember the whole event with the Chamber of Cannabis and how they did a premiere for it.
Over at New Woo.
I meant to get to that, and it's again, you know, just timing.
Yeah, timing, man. I'm glad
I do remember these things. I'm like, I remember this. This was an event that I wanted to go to, and I just didn't get a chance to.
Well, I'm glad that everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
So essentially, you know, just him passing away, and coming out, like, it was cool because I got to come out to Vegas when he was alive, he was in a drug-induced coma. And when he woke up, you know, I found out a lot about him because I lived with him for about a month and a half. And he passed while I was out at home, you know, visiting back mom and stuff like that.
Yeah, out in Memphis.
Yep. And it changed my whole perception of what I really wanted to achieve in life. You know what I mean? It like a lot of people don't have a passion that doesn't have any type of tragedy attached to them. You know, dude. They don't have nothing. They don't really have something or like something kicking them in the ass to push them forward. I feel like so they're just kind of stagnant. And you know, that really kind of kicked me in the ass, man, and just. It gave me a timeline on life. So he was 57 and I was 27. And I said, that gives me 30 years to accomplish something. You know, like I just kind of saw it as like all right, I'm going to make it my deadline, right? If I can make it to 57.
Almost literally.
And literally, right? And so, you know, I said, fuck it. I'm not going to live with regrets. And while this was going on, I was picking up dead people for a living. I was a coroner in Memphis, Tennessee, actually. Right. So,
damn,
I don't know if I've told this on air or not, but basically, I picked up about 400 people in about 8 months' time in Memphis. And it was kind of interesting. I had a new appreciation for life. And one day I just decided that I was just like, you know what? I'm done here. I felt like my duty on this earth as like a service-based job in this, whatever y'all believe in, this world that we're in right now. I feel like my deed is done, and I just need to do something and pursue something internally for myself. And I was like, I want to go sell weed legally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
And so I was
That could have
like,
gone in such an inspirational direction.
yeah.
I love that it ended up with weed.
Yeah. And
But
so
you kind of inspired me to, like, thinking about what you were saying just now. It's like something does really click in you in your like 30s. Something's like, man, you literally get your head in the game. You're like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? I'm gonna be gone in 30 years if I'm lucky. And what am I gonna have to show for that? I'm gonna be here 60, 70, 80 years tops. Like I said, if I'm lucky, what have I accomplished within that time frame that will contribute to the future?
and I really, man, sorry to talk ahead of you, bro.
No.
You're good, bro.
I get passionate and emotional about this because, man, too many people these days lack some sort of passion or emotion or fucking fire within them,
They haven't gotten to that point yet.
And they haven't
gotten to that point where it switches, dude. And they're in that stage where everything is cool. Everything's going to work out. You have to make shit work out. It's not going to work out for you.
No, man. So I want to give a really, 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 really big shout out to a lot of my success and like just keeping me on track right now, if I can, for a moment. My men's accountability group. So it's a men's only accountability group called Uncaged.
Nice.
And it's a free group on Facebook, but if you want to join the paid group, it's only $97 a month. I don't get paid anything for it. I'm just a member, but I get so much value out of the group simply because it's like-minded men that want to be better in life, health, wealth, relationships, making money, saving time. So
fuck yeah.
We have weekly calls and check-ins and a group chat. And so it's just, men of all walks of life, all over the country from different areas. And I've been a part of the group. I was a founding member of the group. I'm proud to say that because my best friend started it. And I don't get paid anything for this, by the way. I'm just making that fully transparent. It's done so much for me to have some sort of accountability. So I don't care what group that you're in, but like having a circle, a group, some sort of community that pushes you forward. I think that's hella important, and so
in any aspect,
any fucking aspect, and so that's I got like 150 guys that are looking over my shoulder at all times, just to making sure that I'm doing what I said I'm going to do when I said I'm going to do it. So I just want to shout you guys out for the consistency because, y'all's accountability was not failing. You know what I mean?
Rain or shine, dude.
Y'all's accountability
we're gonna keep going.
You're gonna outshine the competition.
Well, we're gonna definitely out episode them.
Yeah, you're right.
We try to keep it going. We there's plenty of things, especially in the cannabis community, CBD, THC, that we have left to highlight. And it's kind of been our journey from the beginning is like, let's highlight some of these brands and talk about some stoner shit when we're not talking about brands.
Yeah, man.
And it's been going on since 2020. You know what I mean? And it's like,
that's when I started the business.
I had a rough patch after season 3. I think that was the shortest season with like 4 or 5 episodes, something like that. Out of all the other ones are consistently over 20. And that season I was just going through it. I had lost my co-host, so I was kind of in limbo whether I should even keep it going or not on my own. And when Bean came along, and I did a special on him like he was growing his Marja Kush. Dude,
that was fun.
So I decided to
Growing with a Madman buddies.
Do a series called Growing with a Madman with Bean, and from that point, it just kind of like, dude, you want to do the podcast? Like, yeah, let's do it, bro. And then from that point on, it's just been consistent. You know, we'll try to put out the content that we feel is right. You know, all these brands have come through now. It's like, it's crazy how, like I said, we started in a fucking corner of a garage with curtains as the walls. Now we've actually got walls. You know, it's like, it's definitely been a journey for sure.
But I want to highlight something for yourself, though. You know what you called season 3? A season.
Yeah.
It didn't last forever.
Nope.
It was just temporary.
Out of here.
And that's what a lot of
people. In the books.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. You know.
I do keep it on the Spotify because it serves as a reminder. Like, yo, you got through that shit, dude. Keep it going. If you think you had a bad season, look at season 3.
I just look at season 1. I just look at season 1 and then season 2. Now, you know, so like you got to celebrate the small wins. You know, y'all got to celebrate, like, man, you got to celebrate your first 10, then you're 50. Then you're 70, man, 75 and 100, you know?
Yep.
And then at that moment, you know, you just got to keep going, bro. And that's what I got to keep reminding myself, you know? I mean, I keep getting reorders. I'm still in the game after going on 6 years. I signed the bank account August 21st, 2020, my birthday.
Oh, watch out. Going on 6 years now. Shit,
yeah.
By the time this comes out, it would probably be this 6 years.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
So like, you know, that's the best part about this is just you got to stay in the game, you know, and I'm a consistent brand. People know me now.
Yeah.
People know the
I know
product
you're at the
now.
farmers markets out there in Henderson. And where else have you been other than obviously the online store? Like here locally in town?
Man, we're about 16 dispensaries.
Oh, shit. Okay.
16 or 17 now. But that's including like multiple locations from, you know, Green and Wallflower, you know, Top Notch, Planet 13, Inyo, Silver Sage Wellness.
I'm surprised it's not more dispensaries. I mean, what's the deal with not having you in 99% of these dispensaries?
Man, that's a good question.
It's beneficial.
I don't know what else I need to say or show or prove.
Is it going to take competition away?
No, I mean, I don't have much. The only competition on the market, and we don't even step on each other's toes as much. I mean, we have similar products.
Yeah.
The superior product is, man, I was in one dispensary and they have actually 12 dispensaries around this town.
Damn.
And they got new back end ownership and that kind of whole switched up and new buyers, new everything. And I'm no longer in there. And I took a shot, you know, and I've done everything, and I've reached out and I've asked what I can do to get back in. We had a 4-year relationship.
Damn.
And you know, shout out to them though. You know, shout out to them. They went a different direction, and so
it's a shame though that more dispensaries and ownerships don't see this as a beneficial. You think that this is going to take away business from your THC? This is actually going to supplement, I think, the business.
If I can highlight something real quick, because I have subscription now. I do online, all right, and I'll keep this if we can keep this or blur this out. I just don't want to have this is kind of personal information, but I just want to show somebody so they don't think that I'm blowing smoke up somebody's butt. If it'll load. But I have customers, man. And not to waste any time. I have customers. Let me get to it.
Testimonials? More like
no. I'm going to show you how many times one individual person has just ordered. What is that? How many times does that person say that she's ordered?
Jesus. 62.
All right. And she's on subscription.
63. Sorry. Damn.
So she's on subscription.
And that's for the same 750, these caps, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. And she orders every single month. All right. And that's basically she basically has ordered those when I opened the company.
Yeah.
You know, or has ordered more in between, you know what I mean? But who orders something 62 times if it doesn't work?
That's more than a year's worth weekly.
That's
crazy.
I have multiple of those.
See, that's the beauty of having a business like that, CBD focused. You can operate nationally. You can operate online. How does this rescheduling to Schedule 3 affect you at all, if anything?
Hopefully, I'm able to get better banking or better rates.
You have the struggle with that too, huh? Even though it's CBD,
dude. Hell yeah!
What the fuck,
dude? It was dude. You know what? I am so proud of myself of figuring it the fuck out.
That's insane.
You know, but that is I am my biggest hurdle right now. I don't know what I don't know, you know? And so like,
yeah, I hear you.
I'm like, me figuring it out is like, the problem is just me figuring this out. Right.
Yeah.
I do have just silent investor partners. So, but I am owner operator and I'm the only one that takes a salary.
You take more of the,
so I just
work
take
and
on
responsibility.
I take on 100% of the work and responsibility.
Right.
You know, but, I take on the current 100%. My owners and founders basically gave me the money to start it because they believed in me.
Yeah.
And I started the company as a budtender at Top Notch. And Top Notch,
fucking shout out to Top Notch,
dude. The owners of Top Notch,
some quality people over there.
They allowed me to put my product on the shelf as a budtender.
That's fucking awesome.
And so I basically got to go to work every day.
Sell your own product.
Biasly sell the only fucking product that existed in the store. They're like, "Hey, I'm here to get high." I'm like, "Have you heard of Cross Country Wellness?" Does it get me high? No, not at all. Actually,
it'll absolutely add to your high, though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I bet you probably have some fucking knee pain. I bet. You know, you old man. And no, but
all those myrcene buyers though would be your target. You know, they're going there for the myrcene and the THC, dude.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Here's your CBD. This is what you need right here. This is the thing. This is the problem. This is why we need exposure, dude, because people don't understand that there is an effect there, especially if you're smoking, you know, if you're in consuming THC along with that CBD. Holy shit.
Dude. Like I told you, I challenge both of you guys to slap a 125er to the head tonight, dude. And but here's the thing: you're not gonna wake up feeling groggy. You're gonna wake up. You might wake up in 6 hours. You know what I mean? Feeling better than you've ever felt sleeping 8.
Damn.
Because you got that quality sleep. You know, and so. Shout out to one of my owners. He owns We'd Be Better Off, the clothing brand.
Oh, nice.
And We'd Be Better Off is turned into a golfing brand, but one of his biggest things is he said it's like the Tin Man getting a little bit of oil for his joints.
Some joint juice.
So y'all all seen that. You know what it does for him. He's locked up, you know what I mean? And so when you take the oil, you know, it just kind of gives you loosens your joints. It just takes your boiling point from 99 to 90. You know.
Damn. Yeah.
You know, you don't like. It gives you a few more degrees on your. No, excuse me. It gives your boiling point from 99 to like 150. It puts a few more keys on your keyboard.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you a little extra umph in your day.
A little bit of gas.
Yeah, dog. But I'm passionate about this, man. I love my products.
I can tell, man.
I use them
over the years, and like I said, just seeing what you've been up to, just through your social media, I see the passion. You could absolutely sense that. You know what I mean? And that's something to be said. When you've got someone behind anything with that much passion, I can relate. You know, we have this passion for the podcast, for what we do here. We're not getting paid.
Right.
You know, we'll be supported by some of these Patreon members. You know,
right.
they'll give us $10 a month, $4 a month. You know, it's all appreciated. We put it right back into the podcast.
Of course, dude.
So it's not like we're taking our paycheck.
Shout out to y'all for this amazing fucking shut up, man. I'm gonna say that 100 more times, guys. Like this is I'm happy and proud to be here, and y'all should be proud of yourselves, man.
No, we are.
Y'all put in work, and y'all are back-to-back podcast winners, first place at the Cannabis Awards.
100%.
So, man, shout out to y'all, man, because y'all did that shit. Because the other podcast that was doing it, they were doing a good job, but just waves and timing and everything like
a lot
that.
Of things happen. It's crazy because they were kind of a template for us. That's how I started. It's like I'd kind of wanted to see what was going on in the community specifically for something like that. Cannabis. You had a lot of reviewers just doing little 2-3 minute videos.
I was one of them.
So I didn't want to be just that. I wanted to have a strain to review, hence strain of the day. But I wanted there to be some meat to the episode, right? And that's kind of how Stoner Budeez was born, bro. It's like, first guest was a cousin of mine who's a musical rapper, and we just kind of chopped it up and just kind of snowballed from there. And then this guy came along, and here we are.
Nah, man, and isn't it funny how people cross paths for a reason?
No kidding.
And the synergy has to work too,
100%.
The vibes have to be absolutely right.
Yeah.
The vibe must be immaculate.
Being like, I think you're a hidden secret weapon, dude. Like, really, I do. You're a hidden secret weapon, man. I'm gonna hang out with you one day,
Hell yeah,
dude.
bro.
There you go.
You're always welcome.
We
to hang
have
out.
that effect
Appreciate
on
it,
people
man.
for sure. Everyone likes to come back and do repeat episodes. We talked about Andy. Talked about probably.
I don't even want to do a repeat episode. I just want to come back
Just
and
come back and
smoke.
chill.
Yeah, dude. Look, I am a new grandpa, by the way, guys.
Hey, congrats,
Congratulations.
Yeah. So my baby will be 1 month old tomorrow. So
fresh.
yeah, man. So but I'm in an all girl household, so my wife and 2 daughters.
Oh yeah.
So I was
That might take a toll on you.
to come hang out with the
Yeah.
Stoner Buddies.
Be around.
So I'm gonna take a dab
Please
out of my
do.
honey
Yes,
badger
please.
because of I am proud to be on the Stoner Buddies podcast.
I'm gonna have to give
We're
you guys.
proud to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to give you guys an update. I want to try some of these definitely for myself. I can use almost. I'm pretty sure I can use all of this shit. If I've got shit in my joints, definitely can use those capsules. I can probably give some of that to the dog.
Brian needs some new oil.
I need a new body.
Yeah, dude.
But CBD is as best as it's gonna get right now, and I feel like Cross Country Wellness. How do you feel with where the company is today? I know you had your beginnings.
Yeah, dude. So the startup was rough just because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was just turning 6 years ago. I'll be 38 this year, so I was 32 years old. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, dude. I was still just kind of new to business. I was learning all about, just how the banking worked and how to get credit card processing, because that was my biggest thing. I started out with using PayPal and all that shit to and guess who got shut down? Me, real quick, because the name of my company was a CBD company.
No way.
So I started
just because it had CBD in the name.
Well, I started. So man, hidden story, man. I actually had another CBD company before Cross Country Wellness.
Yeah.
It was with my old roommate, and we attempted it, and I found out what didn't work. Essentially, we failed. We failed.
It's the reason why we aren't as monetized on any of the platforms as other things would be, is because of the content.
YouTube hates weed, motherfuckers.
And that's the other thing is to answer your question is, where do I feel that we're at? With all the struggles that we're at, I'm just committed that this is more of I'm just in it for the long run. This is going to be my retirement plan. This is something that I believe in. This is something that, I don't have to, it doesn't have to go fast. I don't have to build this fast.
Yeah.
I just have to never give up.
That's right.
And I just have to keep going, and I just have to keep making new relationships. Example, coming on new podcasts, getting the word out, because I'm now the leg of the octopus has just extended to not only one but now two people. I now got Brian and Bean, and I felt like the whole time that we've had a really cool connection. You know what I mean? I've really thank you guys for the 100%. Vibe and everything. It's really dope over here. I'll say it 100 times, but I have I can't release too much yet, but I have an athlete that is ranked in the world. I'll just say in the top 5
of all sports
of a sport.
Okay.
He signed a big deal, and not everybody's going to know him, but it's going to be a very niche sport. Now we'll talk about this off air. It's a very niche sport, but I think that we're going to be able to work out a deal where it's going to be able to put me in retail stores as a white label deal, where the back end it's going to be powered by Cross Country Wellness. So I'm very, very confident that like you're just one relationship away of meeting somebody. You're just one connection away. You're like, this podcast is just one podcast listen away from being like,
someone listening.
A sponsor will pick you guys up. You know what I mean? But I will say this: you can't bring on. It's not like you know who's going to be a shit guest or not. Yeah, I bet y'all have had some people that y'all are really looking forward to talking to, and you're like, man, you are a shit guest. And then I bet you've had people like CBD on a Stoner Budeez. Y'all are probably like, man, I wonder how this is going to go. If you didn't know me, you know what I mean? It could have went completely sideways, and y'all have been like, fuck, we wasted an hour and a half of our time on that bullshit.
Well, the thing is too, we know the benefits of the CBD. It's not just found at gas stations, as some companies or people may believe.
Buddies, you don't want this shit at the gas station.
I wouldn't trust that stuff too much. But when you have quality people like yourselves bringing quality product to the market like that, and it's obviously working. People in fucking Florida ordering this on subscription, so you must be a proud
dude. I got owner. Hawaii and Alaska that's ordered nice. Too, and I don't know how. So you know when it got cool,
yeah,
when people started ordering, and I had no idea who the fuck they were.
You're like, whoa, that's new.
I was like, I don't even know anybody in Delaware. I've never even been there, you know?
We get that same feeling, especially with the Patreons. Like we get new subscribers, new paying subscribers, and we're like, holy shit, do you know this person? It's like, oh, that's an actual paying customer? That's amazing, it's you're doing something right. It kind of solidifies that for you.
So like with one thing, like that's the biggest thing is I don't know what y'all's restrictions are. I don't know if y'all could run ads or anything like that. But for me, I can't run ads to any of my products
on social media,
on Meta or Google. Yeah. So if you're a landscaping company, you can say, hey, I have a budget of $1,000 a month. This is going to be my budget. It's going to provide me about XYZ leads. It's my job to actually have these calls come in and close these leads. Right now, you're going to get some ROI back on that, whatever the case is. And then you can adjust and say, okay, shit, I spent $1,000, made $5,000. Maybe I'm going to put $2,000 into it, and to see what I can do. Well, that math problem just doesn't math for me, unfortunately. So I have to literally figure out what influencer or somebody like that is worth it. Yeah. Now these stupid fucking influencers are saying, oh, give me $1,000, I'll make a post.
Crazy.
And it's just like, well, that one post doesn't convert because ask me how I know. I have my favorite influencer that promoted my product and I didn't get one sale from it. I don't care because I'm going to be 90 laughing at that, but I did that for my 90-year-old self, by the way, but
nice.
But my point is, I think I did it for more of like I'm just going to do this to show myself I know that this doesn't work. Views do not equate to sales. So you have to find that target audience. And that's kind of been what I've been kind of I want to narrow down my target audience into a more niche audience. And then that solidifying, if it works for him, it has to work for me type.
Right.
And so that's why I'm trying to go for more athletes or people that are holistically.
Oh, nice.
I just want people that are just aware that they want to be better, but they also don't want to have to take pharmaceuticals or anything to be more limber and, you know, just like my gym goers, you know. So
nice.
I made a commitment to myself. I feel like I'm talking a fuckload, but this is a podcast.
Hey, man,
No,
that's
that's
exactly
perfect.
what
That's what this is for.
So anyway, I'm going to the gym tonight because I made a commitment to myself. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, I'm going to the gym. That's my new commitment. It's sustainable, and those are my non-negotiables now. I got to hit those.
Nice.
If I'm going to keep smoking weed and doing what I don't do and just be healthy and live a long time, just got to just hit some non-negotiables. So for myself, I use the pain cream 100%, and I use the capsules and the gummies, just kind of depending. I alternate them, so I'm not taking the same thing over and over. And
you use that pre-workout, post-workout, both?
I do post-workout because your boy gets sore just lifting heavy, you know? So like shoulders, lower back, knees, stuff like that. But I would say that the biggest thing is the capsules. But my athletes are my go-to because there's somebody they need recovery, you know what I mean? Or they need good sleep.
Yeah.
And then more entrepreneurial or just like high functioning, high mental strength people that are just like, they have a high mental job, whatever, high stress job,
man.
You know, just people that are coming home that are dealing with numbers or just looking at shit and they just need that off switch at night. I don't know how to express that enough because that is such a broad everybody spectrum.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, you just narrowed it down to just about everybody.
Yeah, you know, and so that's what I rack my brain about at night, thinking of like, just I have to. That's why B and Bean, this is why this is kind of like this is my lifelong journey now. That's why I've accepted it as like, it's not a job for me, but I can have natural conversation with people when it comes up. And if they have something, I have a remedy for it. And in the last 6 years, I have not been able to successfully run an ad. So my business has 100% organically grown.
See,
and it's grown year over year.
A good thing, right? I mean, it will take longer for sure. That's what we've had to do. You know, we can't advertise or boost anything.
We like to call it homegrown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Homegrown. It's like these are actual fans and actual people that want to.
It means
to
more.
Be here. Right. Exactly.
I think. I mean, it puts a bigger chip on my shoulder, and I think, you know, there's some other brands that's been able to come in the industry and they had millions of dollars before because they had a prior successful brand, and they're able to, you know, undercut people and stuff like that. Yeah. And so for us small people, you know, it's just other than word of mouth and, you know, brand reputation and knowing who's behind the brand story, what makes us different, you know, all these things is just kind of, I think, what factors into eventually if I keep doing what I'm doing and being on the podcast and showing people who I am, the transparency of the brand and stuff like that, eventually we're going to crack through that motherfucking...
Yeah, dude. Well, it's like you were saying, you know, we eventually came full circle to this. We noticed each other, you know, from before, and we both went our own paths and then just kind of right back met here in the middle. And here we are kind of promoting each other after all this time. You know, we've grown and everything. You've grown. It's an amazing moment. I gotta say.
Well, I really appreciate it, man.
No, dude, we appreciate you coming and, you know, tell us real quick before we start to wrap it up here. The website, what is the website we can find you at?
crosscountrywellness.com. And crosscountrywellness.com will actually do a discount code. So I'll make a discount code.
Nice.
Anybody that listens to this episode, I want to actually donate all the proceeds that I can. We'll figure out something. I want to donate it back to the podcast. that everybody that listens to the podcast, I want to give a portions of all the purchases from the website back to y'all's podcast. So use discount SB20 and I'll give y'all 20% off.
That's
and
awesome,
that'll allow me
super awesome.
to give y'all 10% of sales to you guys.
Wow.
Just to, man, because this is awesome. I want to donate to somebody local.
Yeah.
And who better to do it than some buddies that I believe in. So
we appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to do that for you guys.
So if you're on Cross Country Wellness, check that out. The code is on screen right now, SB20. Use that at checkout. Proceed of that will come back to the podcast. You know, we'll put that basically back towards you guys and all this awesome stuff we do here for you guys. Dude, we appreciate that so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Man, I'm trying to build just kind of more of a group of people like-minded, you know, that are just entrepreneurial, that are growing, that's doing stuff, and I want to support people that support me. And so,
thank you.
Yeah, man,
that's fucking dope, dude. So crosscountrywellness.com. Social media is also Cross Country Wellness
at Cross Country Wellness.
Okay.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
YouTube is Above the Clouds with JBird.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Above the Clouds with JBird.
Yep.
Gotcha. So they can just search that.
You can search that.
Okay. Gotcha.
And my page will pop up, and it's got a bunch of old videos and stuff like that on there, but I've kind of translated it. I dump all my stuff on there. It's not a lot, you know, but when I have good, I'll probably put this podcast on there. It's as another streaming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to cross promote, you know. But yeah,
that's awesome. Buddies, you guys know you can find us at Stoner_Buddies. That's on social media. If you guys want to support the buddies, like Cross Country Wellness, like all our Patreon buddies, you guys can head over to patreon.com, Stoner_Buddies. You can support us for $4.20 a month. I mean, come on now. Or you can support us for $10 and get that merch at the end of 3 months. Every 3 months, you get that exclusive merch that isn't in the store.
It's actually pretty sweet, buddies.
It's pretty fucking sick. Matter of fact, the bag is sitting over there with the... I'll have to show it to you, JBird. But yeah, exclusive stuff.
I've been eyeing that bag, dude.
You can't find on the store. And if you're a member of any tier, you get a discount code you can use at the store. You get your 20%. So you can use that anytime you check out. Again, that's a good way to support your stoners, you know, support what we do. We try to keep you guys informed on everything that's going on in Las Vegas with the cannabis community. I'm definitely going to try some of this stuff real soon, believe me. And I'm going to have to give y'all a review on social media for that. Bean, what am I missing here?
Did we mention the store?
We sure.
The store is super cool.
Yeah, I mentioned you get the discount, right? StonerBuddyStore.com. You'll have all the not the exclusive, that's Patreon. You'll get all the stuff on the store. Creepy Buddies is coming up. You guys know that we have the Creepy Buddies merch coming, so that's our October deal. I think we went through that pretty well. I'm pretty good on that rosin.
Strain of the
We're
day
about to take a few more hits
fucking
before we
filled.
get out of here, that's for sure. It's been a good time, JBird. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Dude, I've had a blast, man. Thanks, guys.
As always, buddies.
Let's keep it rolling.